So, for everybody that isn't me that knows you, tell everyone who you are on our stream.
Yeah, so my name is Paige Alyssa, and I am a singer, songwriter, producer.
And Sonic fan.
And major Sonic fan, yes.
Dude,
yes.
Sonic. And this is the 1993.
Yeah.
Actually, this looks like
looks like from the
Sonic
cartoon.
CD.
Looks like from the cartoon era.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
But not even the 1993 one, because the 90. This looks like the Japanese.
Because it's blue colors a little bit.
Yeah, and also the feet and the socks, the way they are.
It reminds me of Sonic, because like in Sonic CD, like they're really pointy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the Sonic CD Sonic, for sure.
Which is, I love that game.
So, speaking of it, we were just about to get into it before we walked in, but huge Sonic fan.
Yes.
I also am too, and it's funny because, you know, a lot of people who don't understand how awesome Sonic actually is, and just get that.
Sonic.
Yeah, exactly. I heard Sonic, I gotta get in here. For those of you who don't know, it's Hayate over here. This is Backbeat. So pretty much we were getting into Sonic, and I was talking about the collections that are on GameCube. Now, Sonic CD, there was Sonic Bay Collection, there was a couple videos that they would show you of Sonic CD footage from the game for the cutscenes.
Yeah.
And before I hadn't played Sonic CD before I saw those videos, so I was like, this looks amazing.
It's always a cool thing, because like if you go to like and you're in the Mega Collection, it has like that, you know, it shows you all like the different type of Sonic games, and so like you get real hype, like, oh, I never played that before. Like there's one called Sonic Jam that came out, and I've never played it before, but like I know that it exists because I've seen it in like that same like montage.
Yeah, I know. I want to play it too. I haven't played it either.
Yeah.
They showed like a ton of Sonic games that I haven't even touched.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. Well,
you know what we need to play is Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 on my Dreamcast.
Right. Yes.
I got a Dreamcast.
If y'all do that, please call me.
I'll call you.
Yeah.
We'll stream it.
Like,
We'll make it a party. For real.
Yeah.
No, you live in the city. I'll call you. I live downtown.
Sonic Adventure 1, but Sonic Adventure 2 was
Sonic
mine.
Adventure 2 is mine. We've
got them both.
Yes.
I've 100% completed that game.
Yeah.
That's one of the only games
I've never played it
unlock
through.
Green Hill Zone?
Yep.
I've never played it through. I get to play it for the first time.
It's so good.
So here's the thing. I never unlocked Green Hill Zone, but here's the story behind that. So I got Adventure 2 Battle for the GameCube when it got remade.
Yeah, me too.
I sat there and I was going the whole completion route. I had probably about like maybe 5 emeralds left. Left the house, came back, my whole file was gone.
No.
Oh, them's fighting words.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
It makes my stomach hurt.
Right,
So
my heart
I
is
still
so-
have my memory card with that data on
me
it,
too.
and I have a Wii, so I can play it still.
Guess what I've got at home right now, and they may still have some in stock. I'm not 100% sure. We'd have to check. But I have brand new in the box the Dreamcast memory card, the VMU,
really?
the VMU.
They're in the box.
Brand
still?
new. I know it's sealed, brand new, and I bought it brand new the other day.
Dang.
Like we're talking 2 months ago, tops.
Whoa.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude.
You know what?
$10. I was like, I should buy more than one.
Yeah.
Listen.
So, have you ever mixed Sonic the Hedgehog with your music? You ever?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All the time.
That's
Like,
nice.
I gotta hear this.
so basically I grew up in church, so like for the first maybe 9 years of my life, it was like all gospel music, because my mom plays piano and organ, she's a minister of music. So like I wasn't introduced to a whole lot of pop music until like, you know, I was maybe 10 years old. So I was listening to gospel music, and I was listening to Sonic the Hedgehog soundtracks. So like one of the first video games I ever played was Sonic 1, because like my mom had Sega Genesis used to have this game that had multiple games on it. So it had like Sonic the Hedgehog and Super Hang-On and Golden Axe, Columns.
Good stuff.
Right, and Shinobi was also on there too.
Ultra Beast.
Yeah,
That was on there.
So like it was like those, and so like, but I always would play Sonic the Hedgehog, and so like I just fell in love with the soundtrack at such a young age, and so ever since then, like not only the gameplay but the OST for the Sonic games has been like a huge inspiration on my sound. Like I wouldn't be the musician I am today if I hadn't been introduced to this game.
I couldn't agree with that statement more. I've never heard an artist explain their backstory about music and could relate more to any other one.
Because it's just, that was like one of the first things I was listening to, and also the soundtracks are really good.
They're really good.
They're
I was gonna say,
really
first
good.
of all, if you had to be like trapped into two things, which was gospel and then something else, video game music
is
perfect.
It's so
Especially
good.
Sonic. Like especially just that era of time, like I would say the early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
Whenever they were still limited by the engine that could play the audio sounds, right?
Yeah.
It was all 16
The
bits.
engineers.
Like being able to put it together the way they did, it just sounded so good.
You can't just get musicians to do video game music back then. You had to be an engineer.
Yeah, because
to
it
know how to
was
build
so
it.
much that went into it, and
Yeah.
like Sega Genesis in general always had really great soundtracks that I was attracted to, and like
That twang.
and it's like it has like this level of musicality to the soundtracks, and so I was listening to that, and like one of my songs I released like 2 years ago, "Worth It," is based off of Spring Yard Zone.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And so like it's swung and like the harmonies and stuff. Not to like get too deep into like me being a music nerd, but like
Well, I am too. So
yeah,
it's
so
fine.
it's like even like the harmonic progressions they would use were just really unique, and it was funky, and like it was with the times. And I think that like I could talk all day how like this Sonic the Hedgehog soundtracks have always been influenced by like hip hop and like black forms of music, which is also super dope because
I
like
wanna get into that with
New
you
Jack
later, too.
Swing like was huge around the same time that Sonic came out, and so like they took a lot of those elements and put it into their soundtracks. And so ever since then, like even now, like the Sonic Mania soundtrack, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, I played the whole game.
I like the soundtrack of Sonic Mania. Like I have it. I play it like all the time in my car, and so like it still has such a huge influence on me, and it has ever since I was like 4 years old when I started playing. And so
I got some questions for you about the soundtrack stuff over
yes,
different
yes,
games.
Indeed,
So, did you hear about how the Sonic 2 and 3 and Sonic and Knuckles soundtrack was heavily influenced by Michael Jackson?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So
Especially
there's
Sonic 3.
Unsurprised too.
Yeah.
You can
Also-
hear it when you listen to it.
Exactly.
Like
Like-
Knuckles' theme song.
Yeah.
That's like jam. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
from-
totally.
And even like the from like the circus level,
Yeah.
that's like the same like chord line from Jam.
Yeah.
So like it's he's all over it.
Exactly.
All over
tight.
it.
So I thought I thought that was hugely fascinating when I found that out.
Yeah, not surprising though.
It wasn't surprising.
But
Like,
it
after a
was
while, I
super
was like,
dope
yeah.
because MJ had a game on Sega Genesis too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's
Michael
the
Jackson's
part.
Moonwalker.
Moonwalker,
Yeah.
He actually said he hated the
He hated it,
soundtrack.
and that's why he
Right.
didn't want like his name publicly on it for real because
And it wasn't
he was
even him.
unhappy with the way it sounded.
Yeah, and if you listen to the music on that game, you can tell it's really shitty in comparison to Sonic because it sounds like if you heard the two soundtracks separately and didn't know what games they were from and asked which one Michael Jackson was involved in, you'd probably be like, yeah, the one that is Sonic, even though the one that is his songs, it's clearly his songs, but they just sound shitty.
Yeah. It was like when we were kids, you would find those shitty MIDI adaptations of your favorite
Right.
songs.
Yes.
And they would always be so shitty.
Right, but it's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oddly
right?
great. Yeah, no, I still loved it. It was just like
It's just-
it was like they always would transpose like a sound that you would be expecting to be something different into something
It's like
awful.
a
It's like
tone.
yeah,
I
such good
love
stuff.
that like 16-bit sound though. Like
Agreed.
like I even recently like one thing I started doing just to like kind of push myself as a producer and like start dabbling in mixing and mastering. It's like I would make these 60-second clips and like put them on my Instagram, and it would all be I would engineer it to like take the quality down to like 4-bit and 8-bit. So
No,
like
tight.
I just started, and so I like put up a GIF or GIF of like some like retro video game that's like pixelated, and then like I would play my soundtrack that I created underneath it.
Kick
So
ass,
like
dude.
it's just
Well, you'll have to
I
send
wanna
us
do
some of
that.
that, and we'll play games to it live.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah,
I would
It's
play it on
like-
our-
yeah,
we played
it's
on
like,
stream, yeah.
I just uploaded one like a day ago, and like it's a stress reliever for me. Like I get to not necessarily focus on writing music for voice, which is what I usually do because I'm a singer.
Right.
But like allowing myself to do different melodic things that inspired me listening to those other older soundtracks when I was a kid, and try to like recreate that and like apply myself as a musician and put my sound on it. So yeah,
Cool.
I love it.
Dude, I look forward to listening and talking to you more because honestly, what I really hope to do is have you on VGC soon.
Please.
Yeah, we'll have you
In
on a
addition to
stream.
that,
Please.
I honestly want to have a session where me and you sit down and actually go really in detail about the Sonic music because honestly, there's a lot that I have to unpack.
Yeah, it's
for
a
real.
lot there. No, for real.
So like, and one more thing on that note, the Sonic Advance games, right? So
Yes.
those soundtracks surprised the hell out of me
Yes.
because
Spitball, too.
I can't. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
surprised
See,
we never
Spitball
had to
was
play
amazing.
Spitball was funky. Ooh.
Yeah,
Wait,
especially
wait,
the
wait.
first
No,
level.
wait, we're talking about Genesis
Yeah.
Spinball, right?
Yeah.
What's up?
Okay, you're talking about Genesis Spinball.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then
Spinball.
another one for Game Gear, which I had one track on it that I loved, and it was Sonic Labyrinth.
See,
And it was the first level.
Mine
Yeah.
was Triple Trouble.
Yeah.
That's the only one I
I
like.
had favorite tracks from Triple Trouble.
Yeah, Triple Trouble was good
Played these
too.
games in so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, dude, yes.
Funky boy.
It's just. They
I just
had
want to
such
break
a
it
good
on a like
approach to music.
cardboard box and shit. Yeah.
Video game music, love it.
In general. So,
Yeah.
alright. So, where can we find you online?
Yeah, so like I'm on Instagram at Miss Paige Alyssa. That's
Oh, wait a minute. I'm
Yeah, no.
right.
Yes.
It's ALYSSA, right?
yeah, and like so MSPAIGEALYSSA. And on Facebook, just search Paige Alyssa, or at Miss Paige Alyssa on Facebook.
Mhm.
And all my music is available to stream.
Dude,
You can check that out
yes.
everywhere. And yeah, PaigeAlyssaMusic.com is
I
my
dropped
website.
a YouTube link in there too to your YouTube page because it looked like you had a lot of music.
Yes.
on there.
Yeah, you can just look up Paige Alyssa and you'll see all the
Excellent.
good-
So yeah, we will definitely have Paige Alyssa back to hang out with us. We've got events coming up, plus we stream every week, so
Yes,
we can have you over.
Please, yeah, I want to play Sonic Adventure with you guys.
Yeah, we'll totally do that. That is so
I need
so
to
on the
bring my
line.
memory.
We do that, let me know, because I'm taking off work for that.
We need to do
Guys.
2-player on there because I had the one for GameCube and you can do
Uh-huh.
2-player.
Yeah.
So I haven't played that since I was in middle school.
Yeah, no,
like 2-player.
I don't have my GameCube anymore, which kills me. So like I think
You have a Wii, don't you?
Yeah, I have,
Yeah,
and like I have I can download all this stuff on Xbox too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I'm just
What's
gonna-
your Xbox tag for the people who want to
Ooh,
play with
Lord,
you?
what is it? I think
She's
it's
like, ooh, Lord.
Right? It's been a minute.
it's the real Paigey. So
The real Paigey.
yeah, PAIGEY. I'm usually on Halo getting my ass kicked. So if you play Halo, add
Hey,
me.
literally, Black Bean Soup was just talking about how he was dying to play some Halo. lately.
Yeah, I'm so,
So-
awful at it, but like I love playing it. I grew up like Halo was like the first like
Yeah.
major 3D game that I had.
Oh, it's
I
nice.
had the first gen Xbox.
Yeah, so one of the things that we do, I have all the retro systems from Nintendo to current, except for like a Wii U. You know,
Yeah.
I'm missing a Wii U, but I
Well, I
have a Wii U.
have
Same
one, so
difference.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what we try to do is we try to go through all the games. I have 450 actual physical copies of games, and we're gonna try and play them all on stream. So like
Okay.
my Dreamcast category is lacking. So if you have any good
Yes.
games you want me to add to that one, let me know. And if you want to
Sonic
play,
R.
all
Yeah,
of them.
right? Dude, that soundtrack's good too.
It is
one?
Sonic R.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
And it's
Oh
one
my
of the
God.
only soundtracks besides like
That whole-
Sonic
that whole
Adventure
soundtrack
with
is
vocals.
amazing.
Yes.
So
that's-
like it was
we
one
gotta
of the
talk,
first
man. There's
yeah.
so much.
I'm telling you, it's a lot that we gotta unpack. But anyway,
There's so
let's
much.
keep it abridged for now.
There's so much. We could do like a whole episode on the Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm saying.
Hey, we
That's
will.
it.
We will in
Yeah.
the studio.
I think
blocks
it's
away.
I think it's cemented now.
That's
so
gotta
we'll
be
just
that's gotta be a
revisit it.
podcast episode where we just dissect all
Yeah,
Sonic
it
music.
should be like a series.
Yeah.
Because we could straight up do it based on like per game, per
Per
genre, per
era.
era,
Yeah,
of
all
that.
of them.
Music styles.
Dude.
It's just there's a lot to unpack.
I
Then
mean,
what we
'cause-
gotta do is we've gotta come together and we gotta remix one of the Sonic songs.
Yes.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I've already done some. You have clearly. There's some I have on SoundCloud right now too. It's the second game and it's the Sky Zone.
Oh man, dude,
Yes,
that
I
is
remixed
my
that.
favorite track
Yeah.
from Sonic 2.
Yeah, so I remixed that on SoundCloud. You can check that out on Backbeat SoundCloud. It's just soundcloud.com/backbeat.
Cool. No, I'm gonna check you out, bro.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Awesome.
Hell yeah! Oh my god! And
Black
also-
Bean Soup says Casino Night Zone was very best, hands
Yeah.
down.
Cause
It was-
too.
Casino. I didn't like that. I liked Circus.
No man.
And Sonic 3,
If
yeah.
we're talking about Sonic 2, Hilltop Zone.
Yeah. That's,
Hilltop Zone had
but
a
then
great
there's Metropolitan
soundtrack.
Zone, Act 2.
Man,
Oh, yeah.
Act 2 though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's so good.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, a lot to unpack. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
So and you're in St. Louis, yeah?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I just got
wait.
back from LA like 4 weeks ago.
No, are you here?
Yeah,
permanently
yes,
now?
yeah. I
Dude.
moved back, so yeah, that's when I'm like, let's do
Dude.
it. Let's do it.
Let's
like,
kick
for real,
it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We got so much we can do together. So
Yeah.
many
Dude.
activities.
I'm like trying to not talk about a whole bunch of stuff.
It's hard. smart.
Yeah.
So you want to know something?
What's up?
I'm really enjoying you like just nerding out right now.
Yeah, I'm like, I haven't found somebody who gets it, you know? Since
Me
like
neither.
first lesson, it's like,
We're your
I'm
group,
just
man.
trying to-
We're like
it's
our
just-
gaming's for older gamers too. Like that's why
Yeah.
we're called Vintage Gamers Club because we're older, not
Yeah,
the games. You know?
right.
So we like all the games. You know, we play
Yeah.
them all, but we're an older group that can like really identify with like the nostalgia of playing Sonic
yeah,
as
like
a
no,
kid.
what
You
you
know?
are doing is incredible. Like those old school video games, like life changing.
There's a lot.
There was
to
so
it.
much more to it back then because you couldn't rely on blowing people away with graphics.
No,
Exactly.
like you really had to like. It's just I remember so vividly when I got Sonic 3 on my that maybe my 5th birthday. My mom bought it for me, and like I started playing it before school, and like nothing beats that moment. And
That's
it's
how
just-
I was with Sonic 2
it's just-
specifically. I would watch like Digimon in the morning and play my Genesis for a little bit before I had to go to school.
different, you know?
It's a feel though. It's
Total
like
different
it's a
feel.
feel.
The responsiveness of it and everything is completely
Like,
different.
all of
you
it.
won't wake up early for anything else except for to get some games in before you go to school.
Right.
Yeah.
That was
It's
me
like, I
every
wouldn't get up
day.
for
That was
anything
me
else
every day
besides
on my
that.
Sega Genesis, my GameCube, and my first generation Xbox.
Yeah.
Like it just was like life changing experiences for me, and like it's just I really appreciate what you are doing.
Yeah, right.
For real.
Well, it's pretty young considering how much we've all already played games. Like
Yeah.
us doing it as a group, we've only done it as a group like we are
Yeah,
for
probably 10
so
times.
long.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
So like we
this
try
is
to we do a lot
fresh.
of events and stuff. Like are you familiar with the Slice Pint downtown?
I'm not.
All right, it's at like 15th and Locust or Wash Ave rather.
It's an
Pizza
amazing
and beer.
It's got so they let us. They have a game room on the second floor, and we
right
completely
on.
take their game room over and have
Okay.
like game nights and stuff. So
Okay, yeah,
so like
I
you
will
can
be
like
at the
we can
next
kick
one.
it. Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
much
I
fun.
totally will be at the next one. Yeah, you guys rock.
Oh shit! Black Bean Soup says VGC 8-bit hip hop album. The bars are ready.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna have to
they
do it.
have to do it.
I think they do.
I think
We're gonna have to do it.
We got the
chaos
tools.
on standby.
We can do
Yeah,
it.
Okay.
I got the studio for the green screen, so we make a dope music video with
All
it.
right, listen.
All right, sounds like this just happened.
Right.
That shit's just
Paige
a case
Alyssa.
thing.
Yeah.
Paige Alyssa and VGC in 2020.
Listen, let's right on. I'm down for it.
Let's be real. That's
Cool.
how some of the best stuff just comes to be. It just
Yeah. No.
Just natural,
We gonna do
yeah.
it for real.
And but we're gonna play a lot of Sonic while we make that album.
Yes. We
So I was like, if I think to use any tracks for my initial thought was like Red Mountain Zone 2 on like Sonic Adventure. So like when it goes
when
into
it drops into like
yeah.
the hip hop slam
Yeah.
track.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that track.
goals with the
Dude,
hip hop too.
I do
Yeah.
that like every time I speed run the first section just in the moment it's just, I know
And you'll sit at the
Like,
beginning.
yo,
Right where it's gonna come in.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just sit down and be like and then it just drops like yes.
Now
Dude.
we're ready to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So most underrated Sonic character
Ooh, underrated.
out of any of them. Out of any of them.
I would
So
say Klepto for sure. Klepto the Chameleon.
Damn,
Oh, you
underrated.
talking about
So I said Klepto. Esfio, yes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like the magenta guy.
Yes.
Rouge the Bat. Fuck that.
Rouge
Rouge the
is
Bat.
tight.
The
Rouge
most
is really
underrated.
right.
I didn't think about it. Rouge the Bat is.
She's a spy.
Yes.
She's flying.
She has
can
her
kick.
soundtracks.
sounds
are
like we need a song
all-
about Rouge the Bat.
She-
Dude,
like, I
her
was like-
songs were my favorite.
Her,
for sure.
they're all
Yeah.
jazz tunes, and
Yeah.
they're
Oh,
all,
tight.
and they
I
had
still
vocals
want Being the
on.
Dynamite to come back.
Being the dynamite.
Yes. Wait, so you're talking about
The
the
green- the little green bird that is
yes.
like, okay,
Yes,
so-
the bombs and stuff.
So like,
Oh,
did,
shit,
did,
yeah,
Did you
yeah.
ever get to play the
Sonic
old Sonic
Fighters?
fighting game?
Yes.
Sonic
Oh,
Fighters.
Sonic Fighters.
It's
okay.
the graphics are awful.
Yeah.
but
So
it's-
bad.
The
but it's
mechanics
so
are
good.
garbage,
They're
but
so
it's
bad.
great. It's
like
a
and
great
the polar
game to
bears
play.
on there.
Yeah.
They both make appearances. I think
In Sonic Mania.
In Sonic Mania.
But
The
it's
third-
it's
the
an
third one,
enemy.
too.
It's the enemy that's turning
Yeah.
into him. So
Mhm.
I mean, I thought that they made an appearance.
I
So I
thought
was
they
like,
were-
oh,
right.
Yeah, but
it's a copy of
Which is
them.
I
very
mean, but
tasteful.
Yeah.
at least Mighty the Armadillo came back.
Yes.
And I love how buddy him and Knuckles are because they were in Team
Actually,
Chaotix.
Yeah, I was about to say he actually like even the whole Chaotix team from Sonic Heroes. Knuckles knows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. There's so much.
I think
and
Knuckles
like,
is kind of underrated too.
He's my favorite out of the whole
he's
series.
my
Yeah.
favorite
They
for sure.
They
He
pretty
always
much
has
turned him.
been.
They turned him into like a joke character now.
They make. I don't.
hate
So he's really funny in Sonic Boom, but like they turned him into like a dweeb.
Yeah, I didn't even watch that show, honestly.
But I feel like for his adaptation in or his appearances in Sonic the movie series, if he shows up in the later movies, have y'all seen that one?
Yeah.
All right.
Is it good?
It's hella
it
good.
is amazing.
It's amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so happy because movie adaptations of video games are
They're
so
awful.
notoriously bad.
Yeah, like I saw Detective Pikachu and like
You were
it was
underwhelmed.
cute, but I was like the graphics were cute, but like I was super underwhelmed with the story, but and I didn't have high expectations for Sonic movies.
I didn't
Because
either,
as like a lifelong Sonic fan,
Right.
like
You're gonna go see it.
You already know.
I
know. Yeah.
I'm
You're
disappointed.
like this movie's gonna
They've
be
let me
trash,
down a
but
few
I'm gonna
times.
see
I
it.
still ride or die for Sonic Team, but
Agreed.
like sometimes they
Agreed.
drop the ball, and I was like, when they released that first animation, I was like, this is gonna be
Oh,
trash.
yeah.
Oh, the
I was-
character design was
It was
horrible.
horrible. And so like I was already like, man, but I was gonna go support because I still have been waiting for this moment my whole life.
Yep.
And like I went and I was more than pleasantly surprised. I
Good.
laughed the whole way through.
Good.
It's just so good.
Is Jim Carrey a good Eggman?
He's such a good Eggman.
Yeah.
There's just
He
so good.
sold that like so well.
I'm excited.
And Ben
to see
Schwartz
it.
is
I
an
am too. This
excellent
has got me.
Sonic. Ben Schwartz is a great Sonic.
Oh,
Ben
actually,
Schwartz,
that
I'm
was
trying to
like,
remember.
Yeah, who is that? What
I'm
other
trying
stuff
to
has he been in?
remember.
He's
What?
on Parks and Rec. He plays John Ralphio.
and the
Oh,
yeah.
and the
Oh,
what is it?
okay.
The cop guy.
Um,
So you've seen him in other movies, but you probably don't recognize him.
yeah.
Who's in
Ben Schwartz or the cop.
Yeah, the cop.
Uh,
Okay, so you guys,
Oh, well,
you
I
guys
know.
remember the old X-Men movies?
Yeah, he's Cyclops, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Cyclops.
He is
Okay.
Cyclops. That's
Wow.
nuts. Yeah.
So
That's so
Cyclops.
funny.
Like,
He was young as shit in that movie too, because that was
Yeah.
like, what, 15
hell
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
So who
Damn.
plays Sonic in the new movie?
Ben
Ben
Schwartz.
Ben
He's,
Schwartz,
he's
okay.
the nerd. Yeah, the nerdy dude, the Ralphio.
And John Ralphio.
John
on
Ralphio.
Parks and Rec.
Oh my god.
But he's it's such a
It makes
good movie.
sense that it's his- okay.
He's perfect, like
Yeah.
because you know how like when like I feel Sonic has different attitudes based on the eras and stuff.
Right.
yeah.
But like this version that's in the movie is a perfect mixture of his arrogance,
Mhm.
but also like his
Yeah.
love for helping people.
Right,
Because that's been
exactly.
Sonic's whole MO was just to help
It,
others.
it
Right.
almost reminds me of how he is in the comics, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Or,
And
the,
he's all-
or the TV show.
Yeah.
And in the
first
games, I
one.
always
Yeah.
think it's been pretty. Either he's arrogant or he cares about people.
Yeah.
And it's usually pretty separate. Like
Mhm.
Sonic Adventure 2, he was arrogant when people would ask, but like he was more
Yeah,
like,
he was
I'm
good.
gonna save people.
Yeah, because
you know?
that's usually his general,
Yeah.
MO is like he just cares about saving people. Like I
But I
love.
like the arrogance a lot.
Yeah, because he's funny. Like
Yeah.
Sonic
I
is
mean-
like super charismatic, and like it might sound weird to talk about a video game character like that, but I think like that's the reason why people love him and stick with him, even
Right,
when like
yeah.
sometimes the games are kind of trash.
Right.
Like,
Because it's charismatic, you know.
it was the same thing I think when I played Unleashed.
Oh yeah.
but here's the thing, I have a love-hate relationship. I didn't beat it
I didn't
either.
beat it because I got bored.
I got
I
bored
beat it.
too because there were way too many werehog levels.
And there are too
I will-
many like objectives.
I will say this. So there's like two versions of this game. There was a PS2 Wii version, and then there was the Xbox, which is the PS3.
Which is what I'm playing.
That like
What's the difference?
the difference is okay. So the PS2 Wii version is like a point and click game. Like so, you know how you get to explore all the hub worlds like back in the Sonic Adventure 1 days on the PS3
Right.
stuff. You don't get to do that on the PS2 version.
Right.
You legit just go. All right, here's this.
Oh,
point.
the map?
Hit
Right.
that, talk to somebody.
Exactly.
But the one thing I will say that the PS2 version has over the HD version has to be the werewolf stages.
Mm-hmm.
Because instead of making them like one long ass level, they pretty much just like, okay, we're not just gonna have you sit here for like 30 minutes playing the werewolf. We'll just give you,
That's what it would be.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm still playing this.
Well, it's like,
Yeah.
we'll just give you like just
bits.
all these levels in pieces instead of.
And I really
prefer
wanted to
that.
love Sonic Unleashed, and because like Sonic Unleashed came out around the same time, it was like a string of Sonic 3D Sonic games that I absolutely hated. Like I fucking hated Sonic. Can we cuss on the street?
Oh, absolutely.
All right,
100%.
like I fucking hated
Oh.
Sonic and the Secret Rings.
Yeah,
hated
that was dumb.
And
I
like
didn't like
I
it.
didn't play Sonic Colors, and I need to like
I didn't
there's
play it. I heard that was good, but I
didn't play it,
That
you
one,
know?
that one was actually pretty good. Colors
because
was
like I
good.
just started losing like I feel like after Sonic Heroes is kind of where they started losing me, and so
Okay.
I've been recently been going back and like remember playing Sonic Unleashed the demo in like Walmart when I was a kid, and
I had
it.
the disc with the.
Yeah, so like it was cool, but I stopped playing it because like you have to have moon medals or sun medals. You have to find a certain number of medals to unlock each stages, and like they're not like.
But
hidden.
they were opposite too. So like for the Werehog stages, you had to unlock the day stones
The day
for the
medal.
night level.
It just was like
And I
there was
like,
a certain number of stones in each, and like if you didn't find those fucking stones, then you couldn't move on.
so you have to.
So you
play
have to
through
play
it. It's
through.
like,
Yeah, it's totally frustrating
Yeah, and
to
so I
be
just
forced
kinda
to do
just-
the like run and like the dumb
Yeah.
shit. Like
'Cause,
go run and get this. Like I.
Because I was like halfway through, I was like just playing the game because like I'm in Los
I'm a
Angeles, so I'm just
completionist,
like
yeah.
just kicking it, like not paying attention, and like before I knew it, I got to a certain point and I couldn't figure out how to move on.
Yeah.
And so I was like on IGN, I was like, bro,
Yeah.
so like I have to find every fucking sunstone or moonstone.
Well,
And so eventually, I had to go back and then like go and play these levels for like 20 minutes
yeah,
apiece.
because that was the one. That was the biggest problem with Unleashed is that they hit the medals
Everywhere.
in the
You had to-
stages, and it sucks because in the day stages, I had to look up YouTube videos.
No,
just
I
watching
did too.
somebody,
Yeah.
like, run through
Yeah,
some of the stages,
it was-
and I'm like,
yeah.
I hate
it's
doing
so
that.
bad because that was
Yeah.
like the best movement system. It's like
Yeah.
all the stages just
Yeah.
encourage you to just boost through it.
Yeah.
So it's
But
like,
you have to stop, and then just like I hate losing
Yeah.
speed when I'm playing Sonic because I like
Yeah.
to be able just to
Mhm.
just to go through it. So like in action I'm just like I didn't complete
Mhm.
Sonic Unleashed yet.
They still had some really good stages in the game. Like
Yes, they
I
did.
made it. The only stage I would say I hated with a passion was Eggman Land. I hated it.
I've
Oh,
heard
yeah.
really bad things, or people like
Yes.
I haven't
Yes.
played it,
Because
but
like
I've heard though.
that stage is about a good hour long.
Oh my god.
Maybe even
but is it
longer.
Werehog?
It's okay. So Eggman Land is like one gigantic day and night stage put together.
Oh, it's a day and night thing.
Yeah, so it'll be like
Oh,
you can be
man.
Yeah.
If it was just day, I'd be like, cool.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
no, because the daytime
The
segments
day.
are hard.
Okay,
too.
so I will say honestly, in Sonic Unleashed, my favorite part about that game was the mechanic where if he's running straight, he can move like left and right fast.
Oh, yeah.
If you could put that, if that was in Sonic Adventure 2, that would be sick. That
Yeah.
game would be like, if they re-released
actually,
it and put that mechanic
Because right
in,
now,
I
like,
would
you have to,
replay the
like,
whole
actually,
game.
here's
and
the
even in
thing.
Sonic Heroes, if they had that, that'd be dope. 'Cause
Here's
you
the-
kinda
Yeah, you just
There-
move, because that's what Sonic, that's what you think you'd be able to do, but in
Yeah.
those games,
Because it
was
actually took
always
me a
3D.
second to even to get used to that on my Xbox. Because I'm so used to having to like physically make Sonic
Move.
right
Yeah.
to left or right. And so like getting to the top triggers was really kind of like I felt like a boomer. I was like, where is like how?
What am I
Felt like a boomer.
Yeah. What's happening?
I don't know what's going on.
Right.
I need
what-
someone young.
Yeah.
So what if I told you that there's someone out there using the I think it was the Unity engine that is making their own 3D Sonic game. The last
Tight.
video I saw them do
That's
was
tight.
they did like a whole white jungle area.
Oh.
Tight.
It was like the game had cutscenes, it
Yeah.
was voice acting.
See, that's
and
what I'm
everything.
craving. I'm craving another Sonic adventure.
Like a
straight
a
ahead.
Straight ahead, full
Sonic
run
is
speed.
right. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking for with all the characters and stuff.
And here's
Yeah.
the thing, White Jungle, it was Unleashed gameplay style White Jungle.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's
So
tight.
it
Yep.
was. I was freaking out watching it. I just saw it the other day.
I want to
just
watch
saw
it.
the other day.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
I love watching those videos.
I will even drop it I will drop it to you on.
Drop it on Facebook or
Yeah,
on
for
Discord
sure.
too.
Yeah.
If you want to join us on Discord, !Discord as well.
Yep, that'll get you the link. You can join up, and whenever we're live, you can usually voice chat with us. Just not today because we're live on
Yeah.
location.
On location at Soundwave Comic Expo.
So tell us one more time where we can find you at Paige, and we'll let you get back to what you do around here.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Miss Paige Alyssa. That's MSPAIGEALYSSA. You can find me on Facebook under Paige Alyssa. My website is paigealyssamusic.com, and you can also find me on streaming services too.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I would say you can expect to see.
Spotify and
Yeah, Spotify, Tidal, Apple
snap.
Music. I'm
Nice.
everywhere. SoundCloud. You can find me everywhere.
And we'll definitely be hitting you up to get together and play some Sonic and just a
Please
game
do.
in general.
Yes.
And maybe we'll have you play some music while we're live too.
Sure, let's do it.
Cool, all right.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.